intensity? Anyone? On the axis, it was 2 kp upon r cube, isn't it? 2 kp upon r cube.
Yes, sir.
On the
Yes,
broad
sir.
side, yeah. On the broad side, what it was? Broad side means the bisector. What was it?
Minus Kp upon
Minus
R cube.
Kp upon R cube.
Minus kp upon r cube. So at least this we know. At least this we know, and this is basically the electric field intensity. Okay, at different points on a dipole. One is at a bisector on the axis of the bisector. One is just at the end on axis. Later on, we also did a small sum of unequal charges when they are placed. How to solve the equations on unequal charges. After that, we had also done the ratio of this. Ratio of this was what? 2:1. Remember? Everyone remembers? 2:1.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
keep all those things in mind. That's all important. That's all I wanted to say. Let's go to that derivation. Okay, look here. Let me just adjust. Yeah. Okay. Suppose I say there is a minus q over here, and I say there is a plus q over here. This is what? A dipole. Everyone, tell me what is the direction of the dipole?
Negative to positive.
Negative to positive.
Positive.
Negative to positive. Yeah, please never make a mistake of using positive to negative. That's a mistake. Okay, it's always negative to positive, always. Now, what was the distance between this? We took 2 times a, right? You understand that? 2 times a, 2a. So if I say that this is going to be 2a, then from here, from the axis point, what is going to be the distance? It's going to be what? Is this going to be a? Yeah, so it's going to be a. So I'll write that there. Now I want to find out the electric field intensity. Okay, I want to find out, forget the electric field intensity. I want to find out the potential at this point P. And let's call this P. Okay, it's not exactly on top of Q, it's on that side, over that side. Okay. Now, let me define some things for you all. Before we go ahead with this definition. Let's say that there is a distance r, okay, and that r is from this point to this point. Let's say that is r. This entire black thing, okay, is going to be r. That entire thing is r. And I'm saying that I want to find out the potential at this point P. Let's say this is at an angle theta as well. This is at an angle theta. Now, if I have to find out the potential here, okay, at this point, due to a dipole, all I first need to know is what is the formula for dipole. What is the formula for potential? What is it? A general formula, V is equal to KQ upon what? R? Yes or no?
Yes,
KQ
sir.
upon R. So,
Yes, sir.
if I have to find out the potential between a plus charge and this point over here, let's consider that it has a test charge. Okay, it has a test charge. So, if I have to find out the potential between a plus Q and this point P, what I have to find out the distance between them. I have to find out the distance between them, isn't it? So that I can substitute it in place of R. Okay, the distance between plus Q and P is not R. Okay, it is not R. Now look here. What I'm going to do is simple. I am going to basically draw a perpendicular from this point. If I draw a perpendicular like this, then what is going to be this side, the black side, what is it going to become? I can take the angle of this, I can take the component of this A up towards the angle. What will it become? It will become A cos theta.
A cos theta.
A cos theta, right? So I will write that over there. I will write it A cos theta. Okay, I'll just put it like this. A cos theta. I wrote it as A cos theta. Clear? Okay. So if I know that from here to here is going to be A cos theta, okay, then what will be the length from this point P to this charge Q? That's all I'm asking. what is it going to be equal to?
R minus A cos theta.
R minus A cos theta. Okay, that's going to be, wait, just give me a minute. It's going to be R minus A cos theta. And the reason it's going to be R minus A cos theta is basically if this is R, if this is R and this is A cos theta, I have written A cos theta and this is R. And I'm taking this point P to such a level, I'm taking it very far away from the dipole. Close, quite close to infinity. Okay, in that case, this part of the area, this length will be equal to this length. Okay, everyone understood this? This length, this black line will be equal to this entire line. It was going to be equal to R minus A cos theta. Is that understood? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so immediately you tell me what is going to be the distance between this minus Q and this P?
R plus A cos theta.
And the reason that is because, okay, this entire line in the middle is going to be equal to this entire line from minus Q to the test touch. It is going to be R plus A cos theta. So I'll write it here. R, okay, plus A cos theta. R plus A cos theta, where, okay, but of course, if you know that, the reason for that is if I draw a perpendicular here, this will become A cos theta. Am I right? Yes or no? This small portion over here will become A cos theta. And this is R, so R plus A cos theta. That is what I have written in black over there. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now we know that potential is simply V is equal to KQ upon R. So immediately tell me what is going to be V plus. V plus is basically potential due to plus Q. What is it going to be equal to? KQ upon? KQ
R
upon?
minus A cos
R
theta.
minus A cos theta.
R minus A cos theta. What is going to be V minus equal to? KQ upon?
R plus A cos theta.
A cos theta.
Yeah. But here the Q is what? Here the Q is what? Minus Q. Am I right? Minus Q. I'm looking at V minus potential due to this charge. Minus Q. So I'm going to substitute minus Q over there upon the distance between them, that is R plus A cos theta. Okay. R plus A cos theta. Now, what is going to be the net potential then? V net is going to be equal to what? Addition of both of them. Addition of both of them. So I can write K Q upon R minus A cos theta plus K of minus Q upon R plus A cos theta. Is that right? Did you all understand this?
Yes, sir.
Now, what am I going to get? I can take KQ out. KQ, if I take out, what I'm going to get? 1 upon R minus A cos theta plus 1 upon R plus A, sorry, minus 1 upon R plus A cos theta. This minus I have taken out. Okay. If I got this much, tell me the LCM. This is where I had made the mistake last time. What is the LCM going to be? Equal to?
R square minus
R square minus A square cos square theta.
And what will get in the numerator?
R plus A cos theta
A
minus
2A
R
square
minus
cos
A cos
square
theta.
We'll get 2A cos theta. Not A square. Why A square?
2A,
Why A
2A
square?
cos theta.
Yeah, look here. I'll take the LCM. This is where we had made the mistake. Last time I just got drifted away. So KQ upon, see, simple thing. I know this is A minus B, A plus B. Of course, I know that. And I can simply take R square minus A square cos square theta. Of course, you bring these terms up. The way, okay, you bring these terms up. It is going to be simply R plus A cos theta minus of minus R minus A cos theta. I'll just open up the brackets immediately. It's just going to be R plus a cos theta. I opened up the brackets. What you can see here, this r gets cut. What you get is 2a cos theta. Is that clear? Okay, it's going to be 2a cos theta. Yeah, so ultimately we are going to get kq, okay, 2a cos theta upon r square minus a square cos square theta. Is that clear? Anyone
Yes.
has a doubt here? Okay, so now you all tell me, simple thing, you all tell me, can I just group q and 2a together? No problem, right? I can just group
Yes,
them.
sir.
I will just group them, no problem. So I will write here, okay, I will write k. I'll put them in bracket, q into 2a. I put that in bracket. Okay, what remains? Cos theta.
Cos theta upon r square minus a square cos square theta.
Yes, r square minus a square cos square theta. Okay, and if that remains, then what can I substitute q into 2a as? Everyone tell me that. Everyone
P.
tell me.
P.
Yeah, P. What is P? It's a dipole moment. It's the moment of the dipole. Yes or no? From negative to positive. That is the direction. So I write here K P, and I can write cos theta upon r square minus a square cos square theta. Okay. Last time what happened? Due to the LCM, small mistake by me was I just took 2 upon r square minus a square theta. I left out a and cos theta. So that didn't even give me sleep. So anyways, q into 2a cos theta r square minus a square cos square theta is the correct thing. After that, we group q and 2a and we write it as p. We substitute that as p. Okay. Always substitute charge. What is the definition of dipole? What is the definition of this dipole? It is a magnitude of a charge. It's a product of the magnitude of either of the charge and the distance between them. Either of the charge ka magnitude you have to take, multiply it with the distance between them. So that is what I have done. Q into 2a. If suppose someone asked why I am taking 2a, it is basically the distance between minus q and plus q. That is all I want. Is that clear? Is that clear? Now, one interesting thing. One interesting thing. See, kp cos theta upon r square minus a square cos square theta. If I take this p to such a level where r is extremely high in magnitude, it's higher than this a cos theta. A cos theta basically becomes negligible. What will this turn out to be?
Kp cos theta upon r square.
Yes, so it is going to be equal to kp cos theta upon r square. This is your potential at the point P. Is that clear? This is the potential at the point P. Please don't look at the previous video. If you all have recorded that, please skip that. Okay, those who have not even paid attention in the previous lecture or any other lectures where what I recommend is please don't blindly copy down. Please don't copy blindly. Try to do it yourself. Yeah. Any doubt?
Sir,
Yes.
how is that a square cos square theta this?
How did a square cos square theta disappear? Right?
Get cancelled.
Yeah. How did it get cancelled? See, if I take this p at such a level, let's consider this to be the line here, and I take p to a point where it is close to infinity. It's quite close to infinity. This distance is entirely r. This entire distance over here in this small diagram is defined as r. And if you're telling me that this is going to be a cos square theta, you're telling me is here. Here, red line. Can I
Yes,
can I neglect it?
Yes.
So that is what I've done. You got it? That's all.
Sir, but it is not for all cases. No, but
Why is it not for all cases? Here r is quite large in magnitude than a square cos square theta. It is quite large in large compared to a square cos square theta. It's quite large to a cos theta. It's quite large to this a over here. This a. We took the component a cos theta. It's quite large. So we just neglect it. It's a very small magnitude thing. Ultimately, we have to come to a general solution. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Sure.
Nothing so much. Don't worry. Okay. Anyways, now looking at this formula. Sorry, this is not P. This is V. V net. Potential. So ultimately, looking at this formula, if I say that theta is equal to 90 degree, what is meant by 90 degree? Theta equal to 90 degree. What did I do? Tell me. What did I do? I basically took this theta and I shifted it like this. So point P goes from where to where? Point P comes exactly in the middle somewhere. Point P comes exactly at the middle somewhere. Am I right? If I make this theta 90 degree. No response. If I make this theta 90 degree, basically I'm shifting this point P over here to 90 degree. Is that clear? So in that case, what is cos 90?
0.
0.
So what potential is going to be V net is going to be equal to 0 at theta equal to 90 degree. This is an important thing to understand. Okay, so if I say that there is a point right at the axis of this dipole and it bisects the axis, and the angle between that axis and the and the dipole is going to be 90 degree at every point on this axis. At every point on this axis, what is potential going to be? Potential is going to be 0. Okay. Another thing I will tell you, that when we had studied the bisector thing, you remember the broadside on formula, broadside on derivation, a small thing. In that case, we had taken a minus q here, we had taken a plus q here. We told to find out the potential at this point. What we found out? Dipole moment is always from negative to positive. Ultimately, what we found out, electric field is where? From which direction to this direction? It's an opposite direction. That is what we found out over there. Yes or no? And if you take
Yes,
any
sir.
point, if you take any point perpendicular to electric field lines, then what is it called? It is called equipotential surface.
Yes, sir.
So the change in potential at every point is going to be what? 0. Okay, that way also you can understand. Okay, now let's find out the electric field of a dipole. Electric field of a dipole. See, pay attention. If I say that this is going to be minus q and this is plus q, and I want to find out let's say electric field at this point, and of course I am definitely going to take the distance between these two as 2a. Okay, so from the axis it's just going to be a. Over here also it's going to be a, and this is a point P over here. I want to find out, this time I don't want to find out the potential, I want to find out what? The electric field intensity. Okay, so simple thing, just as we solved electric field intensity problems, okay, just as we solved, it is the same method, is the same method. Okay, so tell me, at this let's go and get the given. Okay, the given is basically this is, okay, there's a line like this, and it is at a distance of r. It is at a distance of r. Okay, now you tell me, considering this to be a system of charge for now, considering this to be a system of charge, okay, tell me, where will the, in what direction will it be repelled? In what direction will the electric field intensity due to q be? In radial direction. In radial direction, so it will be something like this, er. I can write er. Okay, and so
Yes,
yeah, potential formula. What is the potential formula we just found out recently just now for the same thing? V is equal to Kp cos theta upon R square.
Square.
R square. Did we find this?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. So see, listen to me. Listen to me. It's nothing tough. Nothing tough. You found out. I'm telling you to find out the electric field intensity at this point P. Okay. I'm telling you to consider this entire thing as a system of charge. If you consider this to be entire system of charge, and I want to find out the electric field intensity at this point, in what direction is this system of charge going to be towards point P? It's going to be in radial direction towards P. Okay. Now, first of all, we know this formula. Potential is equal to Kp cos theta upon R square. And we have to find out the electric field intensity. Now, you remember the relationship between electric field and potential? Do you remember? ER is equal to what? Minus dV by dr. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If we know the potential, we know the electric field intensity now. It's simply derivation of that, negative of d by dr. Okay, with this Kp cos theta upon R square. Tell me what is going to be the derivation first. ER is going to be equal to what? Tell me. K minus Kp becomes outside, cos theta comes outside, because I am deriving it with respect to R. Okay, so it's going to be d by dr of what? R raised to minus 2, and that is going to give me what? It's going to give me plus Kp cos theta. Okay, R raised to 3. Am I right? So it is going to give me, and it's going to give me 2 also. 2 Kp cos theta into R raised to minus 3. That will give me what? 2 Kp cos theta upon R cube. 2 Kp cos theta upon R cube. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now second thing. Now we found out the electric field intensity in radial direction. Okay. Now keeping this point P. Okay, this is over. We found out the electric field intensity in radial direction to be 2 Kp cos theta upon R cube. So I will write it separately over here. Wait. I will write it here, that we got ER to be equal to 2 Kp cos theta upon R cube. This is what we found out. Okay. Now I can also find out the electric field intensity at this component. That will be in which direction? Okay. This is a component in radial
Perpendicular
direction.
direction.
Yeah, but listen, to find out in perpendicular direction, what we can do, we can basically look at this point, look at this pen. Okay, if I keep R constant and I change the angle, will I get the perpendicular direction? Perpendicular component? Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, that's exactly what I'll be doing. I'll be shifting this point P over here.
Sir, we can also take the component of dipole moment in the perpendicular direction.
But it component of the, what are you saying?
Sir, dipole moment.
Dipole moment. Okay. Towards
And
which direction?
and we know on the perpendicular bisector we have calculated in the last case, so we can
No.
use that.
This is not. No. I'm not taking it exactly on the perpendicular dissector. I'm just finding out the value of the component. It's not exactly on the middle. Is the point P on the middle? It's not in the middle. You can see it is not exactly on the middle of the axis. So I can't basically do that. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So see, look here. So now what I'm going to do, I shifted this point P, but I kept the radius the same. I'll keep the radius same. So I am going to basically, okay, shift point P by a certain angle theta, but I'll keep the radius same. You remember that small example where I had given a paper and I opened it up. It's quite the same. The radius is going to be the same. All you're going to do is multiply radius with theta, and the point P will change at a certain distance. Okay, and now since we know that, okay, this is called the tangential component. What is it called? E theta. It's the tangential component. Okay, where r is going to be constant and theta is going to be changing. That is all. That is all. So now, earlier, to find out to find out electric field in the radial direction, what I did, I know the potential at that point. I got the potential at that point to be Kp cos theta upon r square. I then derived it using this formula, that Er is equal to minus dV by dr. But now, if I am trying to find out the electric field intensity at E theta, and I am keeping r to be constant, can I write this Er to be E theta equal to minus dV by r d theta? Now I'm going to differentiate with respect to theta because r is constant. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, same thing. No, I am keeping now that time we had derived for potential. If I am deriving on x-axis, I can take y and z constant. If I take y-axis, I can keep x and z constant. Similarly, now I am keeping r constant. I am only going to find out the electric field intensity at the tangential component, keeping theta to be a derivative and r to be constant. So same thing. We know the potential is going to be same thing. E theta is equal to minus d Kp cos theta upon r square into r d theta. This is what we'll get, r d theta. And tell me now, what is it going to be equal to? What is going to come out? Minus will come out, Kp will come out, r will come out, it will become r cube. And then what we'll get? D by d theta of cos theta. Tell me the derivation of cos theta first.
Sin theta.
Wrong, man. Wrong.
Minus sin theta.
Yeah, please don't make that mistake. That is where you all make mistakes, and that's where you all lose marks. Entire sum becomes wrong. So remember that it's going to be, I'm going to write it on top. It's going to be minus Kp r cube minus sin theta. Okay, d theta. So anyways, I'm going to get plus Kp sin theta upon r cube plus Kp sin theta upon r cube, and this is going to be what? This is going to be the electric field intensity in the tangential component, E theta. Okay. So first I found out the radial direction electric field intensity. Second, I found out tangential direction electric field intensity. And now to find out the net will be what? I'll draw it here. I know this is ER.
So root
And I
under
know-
E r square plus E perpendicular.
Yes, yes. You go ahead with that. Go ahead with that and tell me what is the answer. So I got ER and I got E theta. I know the perpendicular is going to be somewhere here. Okay. So what is going to be the E net result? I want to find out E total or E net. E net is simply going to be what? Root of E r square plus E theta square. E r square plus E theta square. Everyone start solving it. Put ER in ER square, put E theta in E theta square. What are we going to get? What are we going to get? E net, let's call it E net, is going to be root of.
Sir, Kp
ER.
upon r cube root under 1 plus 3 cos square theta.
Yes, okay, correct, correct. So it's anyways going to be ER square plus E theta square, and that is what I know. What is ER? ER is what? It's going to be 2 Kp cos theta upon, what was it? R square or R cube? R cube whole square plus E theta square is going to be what? Kp sin theta. Kp sin theta upon R cube whole square. Solve this, please. What is it going to be? What can I can write it as 2 square k square p square cos square theta upon r cube whole square plus k square p square sin square theta. Hardly any time, guys. R cube whole square. I can take kp outside. Kp if I take outside, I can take r cube outside. Please mute yourselves. I can take kp r cube outside. What will remain? 4 cos square theta
Plus sin
plus
square theta.
sin square theta. I can write sin square theta as 1 minus cos square theta. What is it going to be? 4 cos square theta plus 1 minus, what is it going to be? Cos square theta, 1 minus cos square theta. So what are we going to get?
1 plus 3 cos square theta.
Ultimately, we are going to get E net to be equal to Kp upon R cube root of 1 plus 3 cos square theta. That's your answer. That is going to be E net. I'll see you in the next lecture, everyone. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the next lecture. There's only 1 minute left. Okay. So I hope you all have understood this. Have you all got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Everyone else is quiet. Why is that? Okay. Please look at the video also which I have uploaded. Anyways.